which
There's a
is
term you
on.
use, Nancy, uh, was total occupancy cost. And I think, again, I don't want to breeze over that because I'm not sure, but I don't know that that's a widely used term in medical real estate.
It's
But
it You're right, and that's kind of the thing that makes us different. We talked earlier about the budget, that these practices are really, it's a lot tighter, right? You can't just go get the extra client or up your bill to make ends meet, to keep the lights
mhm,
on. And what we want to present to our client is, what's your total cost? What's the check you're writing at the end of the month? So it is taking into account, your base rent, your CAM charges, your operating expenses. If you had to amortize any of the tenant improvement, all of that, and it adds up. And at the bottom line, this is what you're going to pay per month this year. And then with the escalation that's built into most leases, here is what you'll pay next year. And so we want them to be able to look over whatever the term is, even if they own it. If they own it, Rich said earlier, the practice is always the tenant. We will hammer, hammer, hammer that even if you own this building completely outright, the practice, will have a lease with you, the owner, right? Because the practice is always the tenant, and you always
mhm,
have to protect the practice. You don't want to leverage your practice for the real estate. And so, even in that lease, you're going to have escalations, or maybe you have it flat for 5 years and then you up. But here is what your practice is going to write per month each year for where you're living. And, we'll escalate that cost of living. We'll go up 1.5% on utilities. I mean, anything to make it where there are no surprises.
mhm.
Um, One of our number one calls, especially when I first started, I don't know why, but they would come to my line is, "Hey, how do I get out of my lease? Hey, I can't afford this. Hey, this wasn't negotiated, and now how do I get out?" And those are the easiest calls I get, because the
Mhm.
answer is you don't.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
our goal is to protect you, so you don't call me asking me that question.
Right. Right. Those leases are written as such, right? Uh, you're not going anywhere without being heavily penalized. Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's so valuable to practice, to somebody who can come to the practice and go through those line items and actually have help them understand what their costs are, what they're going to be paying, not just looking at how much this next lease is going to be, what the terms are, but actually, do you need to be in there? Do you need to, looking at all your operational expenses, everything. It's just, I think it's awesome that that there is somebody at, like your firm who can be contacted and a conversation be had around that to help him through that. Huge value,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys get some head turns. Like, I pay what on a monthly basis? It's very important to see. All right, this is the cash that's going out the door, and this is what each opportunity looks like, and see what makes sense.